Ja, und damit herzlich willkommen zum Reveal-Stream von The Edge of Fate, Destiny 2. Hab schon gespannt drauf gewartet über. Gab ja im Vorfeld schon ein paar Teaser-Trailer noch zu dem ganzen. Oh, und da geht's auch schon los jetzt. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lord Language Violence.
What follows light and shadow is silence. That silence breaks. I am summoning you as a new age begins.
Das Sprungschiff. Das erste Sprungschiff, das wir jemals hatten.
They remember how to look to the stars. They remember curiosity. They remember how to thrive.
Wo sind wir denn jetzt?
But they have forgotten. They forgot we were here long before the traveler.
Das kennt man auch schon.
They forgot that they need us. But they are fated to remember.
Alter, sie haben sie kräftig überarbeitet.
I will remind you.
Kräftig
I'm
überarbeitet.
sure you will. But not through me. Find someone else.
Okay. Sie ist ein Hüter. Eine Hunterin.
My will is my own.
Destiny 2, The Edge of Fate. Da sind sie.
All right, everyone, hello and welcome here to Bungie HQ.
Hello, hello.
In Bellevue, Washington. We have got an amazing stream lined up for you to tell you a little bit about the Edge of Fate and the future of Destiny 2 as well. My name's Andy. I work on the social media team here, but no need to worry. As always, I am joined by some of my amazing colleagues here at Bungie to share some of the finer details of the stuff that we're going to be getting into today.
Andy.
So, how about we go ahead and get into it so we can show you what we got. Starting first with this gentleman on my right and to your left is someone that you've probably seen if you've tuned into our streams before or Vidocs, the one and only Mr. Robbie Stevens, Assistant Game Director here at Bungie. How you doing?
I'm doing great, Andy. It's always a pleasure to spend a day
Mein Gott, dass die immer diese Vorstellungsrunde machen müssen. Ich meine, ist zwar, ne, man honoriert die Leute für ihre Arbeit, das ist schön. Aber ich hätte jetzt schon erstmal noch ein bisschen mehr gezeigt, weil das, was man jetzt da sah, gut. Teilweise war, also, das waren Ausschnitte aus den vorher schon angeteaserten Trailern oder Teaser-Trailern halt. Ja. Das Einzige, was neu war, dass die Botin jetzt ein Hunter ist.
Of course, as we move, pardon me, right on down the line, someone who again is
Ich
also
meine, sie ist auch mit einem Vagabund umhergezogen. Ich weiß nicht mehr, wie sie heißt. Ist mir das entfallen. In der Lore her. Aber sie gehört dazu. Das ist so eine alte Freundin von
It's
Vagabund.
good. I'm here on a couch and I get to yell about Destiny with you. So it's a good day.
Yeah, honestly, I'll take that anytime I can. Well,
Same.
for anyone who also hasn't had a chance to yell on couches about Destiny with us or hasn't joined us in the past, do you mind telling us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. So my name is Allison. I'm the narrative director for Destiny 2. And so that means it's the job of me and my team to make you laugh and make you cry and make you go, whoa, I totally forgot about this thing from 8 years ago. How did they remember? It's because we're good at our jobs.
It's true.
So there you
Yeah.
go.
As someone who gets to sit in on the writers' rooms, I can now doubly confirm that. So thank you for
love
being
having you
here.
there.
So much
Yeah.
fun. No, seriously, thank you so much. And of course, as we move right on down the line, the gentleman there at the very end of the couch, someone who is a friend to all Guardian kind, who's known far and wide, a member of the Destiny Global Comms team here at Bungie, Mr. Dylan Gaffner. How's it going, Dylan?
It's going well. How are you, Andy?
Doing so well. Thank you
So
so
ein
much.
geiler
for
Name.
Make sure to ask every time.
I appreciate
Dylan
all the help I can get. Well, to anyone out there who may not have
My
accosted you
name
on
is
the wild
Dylan.
world of social
Dylan
media or
Gaffner.
is just somehow meeting you for the first time,
Sehr
you might
cooler
tell us
Name.
about what you do here at Bungie.
My name is Dylan Gaffner, formerly community team, where we would go out, collect your feedback, translate it to the dev team, and then bring their information back to you, kind of be that middleman. Now I'm on Global Comms, so I'm going to be in more of like a puzzle piece organization stage of what do we talk about, when do we talk about it, why do we talk about it, and then just making sure we get the information out to all players.
Yeah, well, we all appreciate it. Thank you for always being the voice of the player inside our hallowed halls. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, well, now that we've kind of got the intros out of the way, let's talk about our new saga. Robbie, I'd love to start with you. What's up next in Destiny, and where are we exploring?
Yeah, so our first expansion this year, The Edge of Fate, is the start of a brand new multi-year saga called the Fate Saga. And so we want to tell a story about something older, about the
Wird so
nature
oder
of
so eine
fate itself. Are we
Fate-Saga,
bound by
egal
it?
was jetzt
Can we
passiert,
fight
weil
it? Because
irgendwas
before the traveler ever
fadet
arrived
dann
in our
away.
solar system,
Entweder Destiny
there's
oder
already
halt
space magic here, Andy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so ultimately, this is a story that we're going to explore one of Destiny's biggest mysteries and the foundations of the universe itself.
You're talking about the Nine, aren't you?
Who
Yeah.
told you?
I think it's
Subtle,
How did
I
you
know.
guess?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Set you off.
We did such a good job with this
Really
secret.
buried that lead, didn't we?
Yeah, just a little bit.
That's, but I mean, to that end, so who and maybe more appropriately, what are the Nine?
Yeah, so buckle up. In the simplest description possible, the Nine are extraordinarily powerful beings that have been in the solar system for way, 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 way longer than the Traveler. We can think of them as being kind of connected to each of the major celestial bodies in Sol. So that's each of our 8 planets plus the Sun. Sorry, Pluto.
It's messed up.
Didn't make the cut.
All right, fair.
I don't make the rules. Yeah, there you go. But the important thing to know about them is that this is why we're going to be so focused on the solar system for the next saga. We want to ask questions about our home that we've never asked before.
Yeah. So when it comes to the Nine, obviously, Eagle-Eyed Guardians have been able to spot references to them for quite some time, whether it be outright ominous or a straight-up game show in some cases. Can you tell us a little bit maybe about what we should expect from them?
Expect to be
So ich
surprised.
das jetzt verstehe, geht's dann wohl
like
doch
you
nicht in
said,
andere
the lore
Galaxien?
of the Nine really ranges from like Star Horse infinitely neighing to the Nine doing genuinely awful, awful things in our lore. And so the important thing to know about them is that the Nine are individuals. This isn't a collective. It's not like a hive mind. Each of them are kind of their own being, their own person in the loose definition of a person. They have different wants and desires. They can ally with different members and fight with different members too. In the words of one of our characters really early on, there are aliens, and then there's aliens, and then there are aliens, and that latter one is what the Nine are qualified as.
Fair enough. All right, so beings of obviously immense power, something that the Guardians have gone toe-to-toe with in the past. We've even faced off against the very embodiment of the darkness itself.
Yeah.
What could be tougher than that?
Yeah, so this is something that we think about a lot about because ultimately the Nine seek to free themselves at no matter the cost to humanity.
Wiesbaden, die da
Because
hinten steht
they're
im Studio.
extra dimensional in the
Die ist
ways
geil.
that Allison are describing. They're not bound by the same rules that we are, that we've really experienced before in the game today. And so humanity and the Guardians, to many of them, are ultimately just bugs that can be squashed on, that they don't really care or think about beyond, achieving their ultimate goals. So.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
Wir sind also einfach
the
eine
last
Ungeziefer
10
für die.
years, Guardians have really just been making their own fate.
Yeah.
I mean, so the Nine is challenging that. How are we going to deal with it?
Yeah, whether we like it or not, the Nine have a plan for us. And like you said, Guardians are really good at making their own fate and going out and deciding who they want to be. But what happens when them deciding to make our own fate is exactly what our fate is? Like, what if that was the plan all along? These are extra-dimensional beings. That means they perceive our reality in a very different way and can interact with it in a very different way.
It's like they're a move ahead in chess.
Weird.
What a reference. But you were
Komisch,
mentioning,
aber
obviously, the Fate Saga is one
die
of the
Botin hat
subjects
sich ja
of today.
gerade von ihnen
How
befreit,
long
also
do we
ist ja
expect
doch
the Fate
möglich,
Saga to last?
Yeah, so the Fate Saga is going to play out
eigenen
over several
Willen
years, and
durchzusetzen.
ultimately, we know where we're driving this car. We know where we're
Anscheinend.
going
Ich weiß es
with
ja nicht,
it.
aber
But the
scheint jetzt so.
conclusion of the Edge of Fate itself is going to leave you with more questions
Oh, das
than
ist-
answers, and it's going to be the catalyst into this new multi-year saga. Because we really want to return Destiny to
Gut.
being
Also das
a game
klassische
about big
Destiny-Erlebnis.
questions, right? And so the way we think about this is about pouring jet fuel into the speculation engine of the game. So we're going to be revealing a lot of ideas, a lot of concepts, and many of them we're not going to be answering immediately because we're going to be telling the story over multiple expansions, and we're going to be giving you those expansion beats more times than we have before in the past. And so the Year of Prophecy kicks off with the Fate Saga, and with it, humanity is now set on a collision course with this celestial pantheon of the system that has been here for a very, very long time. And so the Edge of Fate launches on July 15th. And then the second expansion of our Year of Prophecy is Renegade, which comes this winter. And then later in 2026, we've got Shattered Cycle and The Alchemist. It's a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of exciting beats. And so again, the Edge of Fate is just the beginning of this long journey of this awesome vehicle we're all jumping into and driving together, and it's going to take us to some new places.
That's exciting. So with regards to the Edge of Fate right here in front of us, you were also nice enough to bring the class something today. You've got some gameplay with you,
Oh
right?
yeah, we got some clips.
Oh, das ist sehr gut.
We should show those off.
It's
Ja,
crazy.
zeig mal.
Check it out. Like the present. Let's check it out.
Das müssen sie erst kommen. Wow.
Observe, connect, conceal. Guardian, I had a vision. Conform, comply, return. They just wanted to show us disasters. Observe, connect, conceal. I'm not human anymore. Return, conform, comply. No one else should know what this feels like.
Oh. Ein paar Puzzles. Jetzt geht's wieder Gameplay vom...
Enough. Terminate your
Was war das denn?
Commander. Remove your
Wechsel zwischen Arcus und Stars. Alter. Wie hieß die Sniper aus Destiny halt nochmal? Kein Land außerhalb? Die sah genauso aus. Bisschen weiß. Wir haben sehr gefallenorientierte... Wir haben einen IT-Nerd anscheinend. Okay.
All right, that gives us
Das war
an
jetzt mal
awful
interessant.
lot to go ahead and continue to dive into. And
Gibt's
here to
Waffen,
help
die
us go ahead and
unterschiedliche
explore a little
Feuermodi
more of
haben?
it,
Einmal
everyone
Arcus,
you probably know has
einmal
been joined by someone new here on the
Basis, oder war es
couch.
jetzt extra?
We are privileged
Kein
to
Land
be joined by someone
außerhalb?
who's the originator of perhaps my favorite
Kommt
all-time
die zurück?
Destiny emote, the one and only Dave Samuel, art director here at Bungie. Dave, how's it going?
Ja,
man?
da ist er, der
Going
Soundguy.
great. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. For anyone who maybe for some reason somehow doesn't have that emote in their collection or hasn't seen you in a past Vidoc, do you mind telling us a little bit about what you do here at Bungie?
Yeah, I'm art director on Edge of Fate. I work with the art team to visualize the narrative and design and kind of bring it all together.
It's a lot to bring together. Thank you very much for being here today. So with the Edge of Fate, it's obviously the first expansion in the Fate saga. Allison, I'd love to start with you, actually. What can you tell us about the Edge of Fate?
The Edge of Fate begins with an invitation. And
Im Hintergrund da dieses Tentakelvieh, das ist interessant. Das hat wie so einen Kopf oben mit einem Auge.
To a moment in time for a very specific reason.
Very specific purpose.
Very specific reason and purpose, yes. And the place that we're going to is called Kepler. And so you may be saying, now
Kepler,
Allison,
ja.
hold on, hold
Das
your
wurde auch
horses
schon
for
so
a second,
angeteased.
because the Kepler I know is the one that's way outside of our galaxy. What do you mean we're going to Kepler? And I say, like, dear friends, didn't you know, if you look inside in Destiny's universe, the Oort cloud at the edge of the solar system, you'll find a little planetoid that also happens to be named Kepler here in the world of Destiny. And that's where we're going, to Kepler.
Also wir sind immer noch im
This is kind of
Sonnensystem.
Robbie, we were talking kind of before the show. This is like the
Das ist wohl ein bisschen anders aufgebaut als
Yeah,
Universe
so
in echt.
what you're seeing here is us just trying something new. We're expanding the universe of Destiny, creating new mysteries to uncover. This whole destination is about exploring a labyrinthian world that it took inspirations from things like Dreaming City, exotic missions, dungeons, and it's wrapping it all through
Das
a
hört sich interessant an.
Metroidvania-inspired experience. And so at the heart of all of this, at the heart of the Edge of Fate, is a player-driven exploration and discovery of an exotic world with brand new abilities.
So actually to even
An
just maybe dig a
exotic
little bit deeper,
world.
like how is the Edge of Fate going to be different from past expansions? that we've
Interessante
made for Destiny?
Wortwahl.
Yeah, so at the global scale, when we're thinking about expansions in the Year of Prophecy and the formula of Destiny expansions going forward, first off, we're doing 2 expansions a year instead of just 1. And think of each of these expansions as a little bigger than something like a Rise of Iron from D1. And so both of these expansions combined are going to be even more expansion content than we've done in the past. And by delivering 2 of these a year, we're upping the pace of major world and story events that really matter to players and are going to be pushing the Fate saga forward. And so we're trying radical new things with each of these expansions. And so alongside this new destination of Kepler,
Das sieht
exotic
lustig
world
aus.
that players will explore with brand new
Fliegende Spinnen.
abilities, we also have world tiers. And world tiers allow you to take
Ja,
on
meine
a
Black, wie
higher
heißt
level
der
of
Typ da
challenge on
vom
the
zweiten?
destination in order to extract some of the best loot
Jafar oder so.
within the release. But what's cool about world tiers is as you play through the mainline
Oh.
story and you play through the
Die
first
haben
couple
jetzt
of
auch
world
schon.
tiers, you're going to unlock later world tiers. And as you're claiming these abilities, as you're exploring the world more, as you're
World
discovering more within the
tiers.
release, you're putting
Das
these
hört sich
puzzle
sehr nach
pieces
so
together and you're figuring out how to solve all the mysteries on Kepler with different ways. And so you might play
Das
a
hört sich
puzzle in
fast
one
so
way,
ein
a mission in one
bisschen
way, and
nach
you're in these higher world
Diablo-mäßig
tiers
an,
in
ne?
the
Man
post
spielt
game.
erst
You can
auf
start
der
to
Stufe
solve
1,
these
dann
problems in
Qual
different ways that you
2,
couldn't
Qual und so
before in
weiter.
the original playthrough. And so alongside all of this, we're also going to have a ton of quest content that we're rethinking about how we use within the game. And so on Kepler, there's some non-linearity within the destination itself. And so with a lot of our side quest content that is related to the critical path, but you don't have to play it. It's there for you to explore. It's driven by your discovery of the world. You're out in the field, you discover something and you pick it up, and that's going to help you explore the characters in the world of Kepler more and go deeper.
Das ist ja im Prinzip schon mal nicht
So,
schlecht.
yeah, again, this is all about
Da
us
ist er.
just
Das sieht aus wie
looking at the
kein Land
formulas
außerhalb. Ein bisschen
that we've been
anders, aber
building in Destiny over
also
the last
wie sieht
10 years.
zumindest mal
And some of them
der
are really
Schussmodus.
strong, but they're due for some experimentation and some radical changes. And so that's what you're seeing here with the first
Heißt die
phase.
kein Land außerhalb? Ich weiß nicht.
Yeah.
Ihr wisst, was ich meine, der Karabiner, ne?
I love everything you just said. I was a little distracted by some of the gameplay we were showing, like exotic sniper rifle, I think I saw. Kind of recognize that.
Oh, yeah.
Some enemies with a couple really cool twists, like, okay.
Yeah.
But then also there was a guardian that turned into like a lightning ball. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's multiple new abilities that your players are going to be able to discover on Kepler that's going to make them navigate and look at the world in different ways. But the one you're talking about, Dylan, we see it as our premier ability, the crown jewel to release, and that's called Matter Spark. And Dave has joined us, and he's helps us take the vision of the narrative and the design and the art and smush it together in amazing experiences. And so I think Dave should talk to us more about Matter Spark.
Please.
Yeah. So there's this new source of energy on Kepler, this strange dark matter. So the Guardian binds itself to
macht
the
immer
dark
irgendwas
matter
mit Sound.
using the arc
Lustig oder
powers
meme-mäßig.
within. You can think of the dark matter as like a medium, and the arc as this catalyst that will allow you to completely change form. Transforming into Matter Spark lets you squeeze into tight areas, race around areas, jump over stuff, and it also allows you to turn into this basically electric rolling ball of death, jolting and shocking enemies that come across your path.
So obviously, one big part movement, one big part combat, but I mean, even just in addition to that, to look a little bit, wider, like how did the Matter Spark Ball kind of influence the world that we're going to be inhabiting?
Yeah, the team really had to rethink what it means to build a destination with these abilities in mind. A simple hill becomes a ramp to get to a new space. A crack in the wall, it basically will reveal a whole new area to explore. It's also a new way to engage with enemies. Instead of taking a bunch of enemies head on, you can find a Matter Spark pad, transform, turn into this electric ball of death, and then just start
Das sind
racing
viele
around the
kleine
arena,
Puzzles.
dash over their heads.
Das ist schon mal nicht schlecht. Also das erinnert so ein bisschen an, also für mich das Grabschiff vom Destiny 1 oder träumende Stadt auch, Destiny 2, so eine Map, wo man viel Geheimnisse noch hat und viel erkunden kann. Die Frage ist das wieder so timegegate, dass das nur wöchentlich dann ein paar Sachen hat und dann die nächste Woche die nächsten paar Sachen. Da kann man das halt alles immer machen. Was halt für mich oder ich schätze mal für die meisten wahrscheinlich so besser wäre, wie wenn das immer so zeitlich befristet ist. Man hat ja auch nicht immer Zeit.
Cascading relay networks and just basically teleport around the world. Another ability that we have is Mattermorph. This is dark matter mixed with strand, allows you to manipulate the environment. You'll be able to basically push and morph and move geometry to create bridges, open up doorways, and then also reveal secrets and new opportunities.
Yeah, so what's really important about what Dave is describing, and when we were thinking about building this
Spielt
world,
leider kleine
it was all
Puzzles.
about like,
Es
hey,
wird zum
here's this
Jump and
new
Run.
tool to navigate and see the world in a different way,
Puzzlespiel.
and solve little puzzles and mysteries throughout the missions, the free roam, and the quest content, and beyond. But also what was really important to us is that we lean into Destiny's first-class ability gameplay. And so with Matterspark, like Dave is mentioning, you're jumping, you're dashing into enemies to destroy them, you're doing giant explosions with them. With the Relocator Clan, and you're just blowing everything up with void explosions and graviton lance style like projectile, little secret projectiles. And then what's really fun about Mattermorph is you can just be like throwing these strange shurikens basically to just like delete an encounter before you then like start to morph the environment around you and move to the next area. And so it's just really exciting I'm incredibly excited about watching players just like solve puzzles and fight encounters in ways that like we don't even expect yet, and see how they take on the destination. And just like I really want to emphasize, you're going to be upgrading these, and when you get into especially the post-game experience, it's going to unlock, there's something unlocks with Matterspark that really changes the way that you can play through the entire destination.
Yeah.
So when we're talking about dark matter,
Yes.
we have darkness abilities like Strand and Stasis already. Like, how is dark matter different?
Yeah, so dark matter and darkness are two completely separate things. They're completely different things. But dark matter does exist in our world. In the world of Destiny, we know it as being tightly connected to the Nine. It's what the Nine are actually made out of. In our world, dark matter is invisible. You can't really see it. And it wouldn't be very fun to make a destination where there's an invisible thing that you can't actually see. So lucky for us on Kepler, there's a bioluminescent microbe that allows us to see all of this substance that's impacted this world so much.
The
It allows us to
substance,
see
ja,
how
das
it's
wird der Name
impacted
für
the
das
plant
Zeug.
life, how it's impacted the behavior of the peoples that we're going to encounter, and we can see how it has been able to
Die Bilder sehen
bring
jetzt
these
natürlich schon mal
things that
mega
are kind of
interessant aus,
unstuck in
klar.
time
Neue
into this
Location,
network.
neue Gebiete, das ist erstmal
I do
wieder
have to
richtig
put on my
interessant.
drifter hat
Ja,
for just a second. And
ganz klar.
what does it smell like?
Frage
What
ist
does
halt,
it
wie lange?
taste like?
Yeah. Dark matter smells and tastes like bleach and math.
Ja, genau. Sie ist immer so total,
Yeah.
sie ist voll drin eigentlich
Zesty.
immer.
Yeah, should be good. Actually, so on the topic too of stuff in the trailer as well, we heard someone talking there. Can you tell us who that was?
Sure, that was Lodi. Lodi is a new character that we're introducing in Apollo. Not in Apollo, we're introducing him in The Edge of Fate.
Yeah.
Der sieht unheimlich,
I
ich
wanna
weiß
give a
nicht, der
special
kommt mir
shout
irgendwie
out
sau
to
bekannt
Brian
vor.
Villalobos, who portrays Lodi and does a spectacular job. This character is fascinating. He's kind of a fish out of water, but the fun thing about tropes is to kind of put a twist on them, right? So what if that fish that we pulled out of the water was the most qualified fish to be pulled out into the air?
Down for anything.
It's down for anything.
Yeah.
And what if that fish was kind of made to be pulled out of the water? I don't want to give away too much because this character is way more fun for the players to figure out what his deal is. But I will say that Lodi is very, very far from home.
Very fair, very exciting. So,
I
Very
do have
far
to
from
call out
home.
too,
Er sieht
before we
auch schon,
started this.
er sieht auch schon
You
sehr
and
anders
Robbie were
aus.
talking
Ne?
about how Lodi
Das sieht
is
sehr
like
realistisch aus, wie so.
Notice Me
Oh
character.
yeah. Robbie wanted a senpai.
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted someone that I just wanted to spend a bunch of
Yeah.
time with on this new adventure we're going on.
Yeah, a friend that we can look up to.
Yeah.
right, yeah, notice me.
Notice
Notice
Me
Me.
Lodi.
Der sieht halt aus wie so
Right,
ein
so- or
normaler
rather,
Typ.
Allison does. So, with regards to the characters as well, so is it a whole new cast of characters?
Das
in the
macht ihn so
Fate?
besonders, weil alle
we're
anderen
going to
sehen
see
irgendwie
some new
nicht so
faces
ganz
like
so
Lodi and
normal
other
aus.
characters, but we're also going to see some familiar ones too. Ikora is here. The stakes are high enough that she's here investigating what's going on. And as it turns out, in one of our major mysteries, she's kind of at the center of it. She was invited here, as was Lodi, same as we were. All of it's kind of tied together.
Very exciting. So,
Yeah, the way. If I can.
No, no,
yeah,
please.
no, yeah.
please,
Like
yeah.
the
Man
way
hat
we
zwar
think
nicht gehört,
about
was er
this is
gesagt
about
hat, aber
all
ich
these
glaube, er wird so ein
characters,
bisschen
the fates are
Kate-mäßig.
intertwined in some
Hab
way.
so die
There's these
Befürchtung,
puppet masters that have been pulling
dass er
the
der
strings for a
Kate-Satz wird.
very long time in order for everyone to get here at this moment. And so, as a guardian and these characters involved, they're going to have to decide if they're fight your fate. Like that's what we think about. For these individuals, that's what they're going to have to go through and determine about how they can stand up to this new conflict that is surrounded by the Nine, because they are fated to be here, and what does that mean for them, and what does that mean for their future and the future of Seoul itself?
So with regard to these new characters and this world we find ourselves in, was there anything about that setting, or in particular, that really influenced the creation, rather, of this world that we're going to be inhabiting?
Yeah, I'll give you a list of fun facts. First off, if you've been paying attention to Destiny over the last week or so, you already know that there's been people on Kepler for a long time. That's an old-ass computer that you were putting those numbers into. We also know that the Vex are here. They're studying the Nine because it turns out the Nine can do something that the Vex can't. As Dave mentioned, the House of Exile are also here. They've become fixated on a being that they call the Giver. And kind of most importantly, the dimensionality on Kepler is really thin. So the 3 dimensions that we can know and see and touch are very close to the realm that the Nine live in. And that means some things from Earth's past have been yanked into Kepler's present.
Exciting.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, so we've been talking about invitations throughout this, and we need to call out an invitation that's actually going to be waiting in the game after this is over. Ride of the Nine begins today.
Yeah.
So I believe we have a trailer to show.
Yeah, you were nice enough to bring a trailer along. I'll go ahead and give it a look really quickly.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
Na, dann gucken wir mal, wie sie das Ganze überarbeitet haben. Ja, die Waffen sind halt schon cool, ne? Die will man natürlich. Und das kennt man auch. Ride of Nine begins today.
All right, so that's Ride of the Nine, which is our essential prologue story for the Edge of Fate. And these 3 dungeons that are featured in this event are free for all players starting today. And so what's really important about this is that these dungeons are both for veteran dungeon crawlers, hardcore raiders, people have been in these places a lot, but also new Guardians who have never stepped into a dungeon before, right? What was really important for us when we were developing Ride of the Nine was that we are changing the formula on how we can think about how we can welcome even more people into these experiences.
Ja, das
and so
braucht ihr
you're
auch.
going to be able to go in solo, buffed up, and explore a
Schmiert
dungeon
ihr
by
ab,
yourself, or
ohne
go in
Geld.
match made with other fire team members shoulder to shoulder for the very first time. But don't worry, because we also have that higher level challenge for our veteran, our hardcore dungeon crawlers, where you're going to be able to earn the best possible loot, exclusive rewards, and also an exclusive title as part of Rights of the Nine. What's also really important about this event for being a prologue for the Edge of Fate is that it really reintroduces the emissary into the game, and you're going to learn why her job is pretty crappy and why she quits at the top of the Edge of Fate, like we saw at the beginning of this show. And so, Andy, we've been talking a bunch about how our Destiny expansions are changing the formula for Destiny going forward. So now I think it's time for us to start talking about how the core hobby of Destiny is changing going forward, the day-to-day of playing Destiny, week-over-week experience. And we've got someone else on the couch here to help us talk about that.
We have an expert in that very subject now who's gone ahead and joined us on the
Ich wollte
couch.
gerade sagen, sieht
We're
fast
now
aus wie der
joined
Typ.
by the one and only
Ehrenmann,
Mr. Ben
Jan
Womack,
Hawkeye.
creative director here on Destiny. Ben, how's it going, man?
Hey, I'm doing great. I'm really excited to be here. There's a lot to talk about.
Yeah, seriously.
There is a lot.
Yeah, it's going to be a very good conversation we have coming up.
Yes.
But before we get into that, can you tell us just a little bit about what you do here?
Yeah. So I'm the Destiny 2 creative director for the core game, or the core hobby, as we call it.
Yeah.
And it has to do with all parts of the game, everything from Edge of Fate, through our seasons, through the fundamental systems. And in particular, like Rob was saying, I've been focusing on thinking about the kind of building blocks of Destiny 2 and getting those like not only stood up, but also transformed and iterated on in some really exciting new places.
Nice. Well, let's go ahead and just start at the top. Can you tell us a little bit about what like the core formula of Destiny is changing and why?
Yes, so I think I need to start with the why first, because it's important to think about what is Destiny, what is great about Destiny. And Destiny is best when you have like awesome chases that you're excited about, you have really cool, powerful builds to make, and there's a mountain to climb that's right in front of you that you want to climb. You're like, I want that mountain, it looks pretty cool. And the thing that is not always true right now in Destiny is like, it doesn't feel streamlined. as it could. Players don't have as much agency. You know, we want to be player-driven. We want to be more rewarding than we are. Because right now there are barriers to playing Destiny like in the best way. And those barriers are insurmountable sometimes. So think about that whole picture of, okay, what is the Destiny that we really want, that has been in the past, that we also want to get back to, and where we want to go for the future? That's where all the changes you're going to see have started, like at their inception point. So it's a big piece of the pie.
Massive updates coming across so many systems of the game, and this is like that. We're just getting in, digging into the surface.
Yeah. I mean, to that same end, then, how are we making it easier? Pardon me, to go ahead and just get straight into the fun.
Oh no, let's do it, because that's exactly what we want to do. Yeah. And the first thing you're going to see when you log into Destiny with Edge of Fate, you're going to log in your character and see your ship in orbit. It's going to say, it's not going to say open directory. It's going to say open portal. And the portal is our new front page of the game. We're trying to get you to the fun as fast as possible and as few clicks as we can. We even have Edge of Fate there in the corner so that it's right immediately there. No fumbling around with the map to get to it, really. And we're also taking other big parts of the game, the ritual game and for seasons, and putting them into these ops categories. So the idea is that we're having these different ops for different moods.
Event
we're having solo ops. We have a bunch of fire team ops. We have pinnacle ops. And of course, we have crucible ops, still super important for the game.
Yeah. I mean, to start up at the top, can you tell us a little bit more about what solo ops is?
Oh, yeah. So solo ops is exactly what it says on the tin. It is a bunch of activities that are made for solo players. And the conception point of that was we want to make activities for players who have a smaller amount of time that they want to play in, and they don't necessarily want to have dependencies on other players, but they still want to get in there and play for 10 to 15 minutes. And get some real progress.
Yeah, get some loot.
Yeah, get some loot.
Yeah.
Get some loot and get your character forward and feel like, yeah, no, I played some Destiny and that was great. And even if you don't feel like playing with other people, that's fine, because we have an activity type that is designed for one player.
Excellent. So, I mean, to that same end, what are some other ways?
Ja, aber was spielt man denn da genau? Story-Missionen oder was spielt man da drin?
Yeah, some of the North Star that is what we talk about when we were developing the portal early on was where are we headed with this thing? And ultimately, it's play your way. It's giving players more agency, more personal drive to figure out how they want to engage with the power climb and the new progression systems coming and our seasons. And so the entirety new progression and power climb is now all available to you in the portal at your fingertips in one place. It's really easy to find, really easy to jump in. Anything you play inside of that category any of those categories is gonna help you make progress. And so, because we want Destiny to be welcoming not only to new players, but also old players who are coming back to the game to join us with the Edge of Fate. And we also want this to be like a new even playing field for everyone. And so as part of this is a commitment from us as part of the core hobby and all the seasonal content we're building, that we're going to be continually investing in this, right? We're going to be continually updating this over time for years to come. And so, you're asking directly, what else is there to do? Ben mentioned solo ops. We also have the fire team ops and pinnacle ops. Both these are more around playing with other fire team members, shoulder to shoulder, where fire team ops are more quicker sessions. There are some longer form things in it too, but then pinnacle ops are more about those really long form or more challenging kind of focused activities like exotic missions, for instance. And so, and then the one thing we haven't talked about yet very deeply, but is incredibly important, and it's something that I think we've done for the first time ever, or maybe since early D1.
It's kind of a return to form.
Yeah. You're going to be able to experience the entirety of the power climb within Crucible Ops by playing PvP, right? So this means if you want to be sweaty, Andy, which I know you, Dylan, too. I know you're that way, right? I know both of you. The sweatbands on,
kommt wieder was zurück. Dann wird man über Crucible definitiv
here and earn some of the highest tier loot that's also available in the game.
Definitiv.
I have to say, this is super exciting.
Crucible hochballern.
My player type or other folks out in the community, they want to go in, they want to jam on PvP, but then their friends invite them to do a dungeon or a higher tier activity, and they're like, oh wait, I need to grind a long time to get up to power. Now, through PvP, they can get up to power, and you can just bring them into that PvE experience and have a fun time with each other.
Yeah.
So.
That's honestly how I primarily played D1, so I'm really looking forward to that. So it sounds like the core, obviously, of what you guys are talking about, play the way you want to play. It's right at the center of all of it. What if I really want to challenge myself, push myself?
Oh, yeah. That's important to us.
Yeah.
Depth. That's important to us.
Well, depth, but also success.
Yes, that's true. That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, and so we really want to give agency. That's one of the things. Player agency, player driven towards loot and challenge. And so we have a really hugely expanded activity customization system.
Sie denken sehr breit. Also sie denken nicht jetzt auf den Hardcore-Fan, sie denken jetzt wirklich immer noch sehr breit. Das müssen sie auch, weil sie müssen ja noch neue Spieler
looked into in
gewinnen.
the past
Sonst
that are gonna
läuft
make
das
this big
Franchise
curated
gegen die
web
Wand
of
irgendwann.
options for you to
Weil
experience
die alten
any of the
Spieler hören
community
dann irgendwann
content
auf,
here.
die spielen sich dran
And so,
satt,
like,
so
we
wie
have
das jetzt bei
Banes,
mir
not
schon
just
fast der
old
Fall ist.
Banes
Ja,
we have, but new Banes as well.
gucke zwar immer noch
Some
wöchentlich rein,
boons to
aber ich
help
mache
you,
mir mal
like,
viel.
advantages in your
Jetzt
activities
den
and
neuesten Dungeon einmal
build. We
gemacht, ich
have
habe den neuesten Raid
challenges
einmal
and
gemacht und das
trade-offs.
war's.
And the fun part is you're going to get these different combinations that are available, and you're going to then make a mix that's actually going to change the way you play and be pretty interesting, and sometimes be the way you prefer you play. Like there's a new boon called Grappler that I personally love. It's kind of my preferred way to play, where they give you 3 grapple grenades, replacing your current grenade. You can't do the melee, but they recharge super fast. So any build you want, you could now Spider-Man around any map. It's actually super fun.
It's so fun. Yeah, and I mean, like, what's at the heart of what Ben is talking about is what we kind of call the virtuous cycle, right? Where you're going to be crafting your build, tinkering with the activity, looking at like how you can earn a higher tier of reward by taking on a higher challenge. And as you earn better loot, you're looking towards that next mountain to climb just ahead of you all the time. And so this is really about how far you want to push yourself upwards within the portal itself. But also, we also are thinking about the people, and that's the depth, right? That's the depth of the challenge that we're talking about. That's also, but we're also thinking about the people who don't have as much time to play with like solo ops, and also if you're scared of modifiers or you're scared of customizing these activities.
Or you just don't feel like
doing it. Yeah, that's a great way to describe it. Thank you. We have a bunch of quick play options, right, Ben?
Yeah, quick play options, and we actually have matchmaking and Fireteam Ops.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
And we have Fireteam Finder, and so you're able to like really choose kind of what you're in the mood for.
Oh yeah, we technically have matchmaking across every activity that exists.
Except for solo ops, because that's solo.
Right.
But yes,
Yes,
otherwise,
but in the
aside
fire teams
from
or
that
pinnacle
one.
ops, it's everything.
Yeah, you'll have options to play by yourself or with other people. Oh, actually, a really fun part is you can play a strike by yourself.
Für everything, also auch für Raids und auch für Dungeons heißt das jetzt für mich. Für everything heißt für everything. Oder auch Trials, alles.
Something like that. Those
50 new
apply.
ones.
50 new ones.
Yeah.
So it's like you can take those into solo ops. Like we're talking about this being kind of leisurely, bite-sized activity, but if you want to take it and say, I don't want Weenie Hut Jr., I want like esoteric level solo hardest thing in the world, like you can kind of customize and do that.
You can just do it from the very start if you really want to.
Yeah.
And
Depends on how deep you want to go.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah, and the point is that you're going to like stretch that far, and we want the reward to feel like worthwhile.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah, you want to feel like as you're pushing yourself, you are rewarded for it. That is something that's really important to the vision here for the portal. Yeah.
Rewards, huh?
Rewards. There are a lot of rewards, aren't there?
It's funny you mention it. Yeah, we've got Banes,
Ja,
Moons,
jetzt sag
modifiers,
mal,
but
wie man dann
let's talk
rewardet.
about
Wenn ich
Hier
jetzt
for a
dafür ein
minute.
Bruchstück kriege
What's
oder
changing
irgendwas,
about
dann ist das
looking at
wieder...
Russian Guardians care?
Yeah, so like talking about chases and mountains and builds, like Gear's at the center of all of that. And we actually have 2 giant Gear changes I'm going to like put in 2 little buckets for us to talk about. The first
glaub,
one
das
is Armor 3.0. And the
ist
next one
das
is
Wichtigste
Gear
am ganzen
tiers.
Stream.
And so like talking about Armor 3.0 first, we are probably making the biggest change ever since Shadowkeep.
It's
around
huge.
the system. It's
Yeah,
enormous.
It's a huge change.
Yeah, so like we're adding set bonuses, which is a long requested feature for all
Das
the new armor that you're going to be able to get.
ist ja mal geil.
Fate launch, and we're redoing all the stats on armor. Where they can now like exceed 100.
Das ist ja jetzt mal geil. Aber
Go
was für
beyond 100 for
Set-Bonus?
extra
Ja,
bonuses.
Breaker.
We're going to every single piece of new legendary armor that drops is going to have all the energy filled in, so you can build crafting right away, and it's going to essentially like. There's more features actually that I could talk about, but I don't think I'm allowed to yet.
Fair. Well, something that we can talk about too. You
Aber die müssen
mentioned
auch
Gear
gut
tiers
sein, die
as well.
Boni. Also die Boni. Nicht jetzt irgendwie...
Yeah, so gear tiers are very exciting because every single legendary weapon and
Was
armor
weiß ich.
that you can get is going to have 5 gear
Letzt
tiers.
2%
Starting
schneller
from
nach
1
oder
going
so.
up to 5. And like we have a
Speed
5 gear tier 5 piece of legs armor on the screen right now. And you can see that like this is like looks really cool with iconography, but it also has a ton more stats. And oh look what's that?
Yeah, what's going on with the energy there?
Yeah, the energy.
Ben?
Yeah, the energy says 11, and it's true.
11. Yep.
It's not a typo. Like energy is going to 11 for higher tier armor, and so if you want that for your build,
von dem weiß ich jetzt nicht so richtig, was ich davon halte, von dem Set-Bonus.
You're going to have to challenge yourself to get more higher tier armor and keep on going to get yet more higher tier armor to get those options.
Yeah, and this is also not something that's just relegated to armor, right? When it comes to weapons, they're obviously getting their own refresh as well.
Yes,
What's Destiny without chasing some?
You read my mind.
Yeah, like weapons
seriously.
are part of the player identity. You know, some people like have a gun that they love.
You got fashion, and then you have gunplay.
That's true, though we do have fashion for your guns a bit now.
Oh, jetzt gibt's Ornamente für die.
Once you reach tier 5 for your legendary drops, you're going to be getting tier 5 weapons, and those have unique shader treatment. It's like essentially a completely different look that's going to immediately identify it to you and others that this is the highest tier gear of this drop that you can get. It's going to show on the weapon, it's going to show on the icon, it's even going to show when you kill enemies with that weapon, because there's unique kill effects for tier 5 weapons that you can turn on or off if you don't want it, but your gameplay will like show that, no, yeah, the weapon that is being used is like the highest tier you can
Ja,
get.
der zweite,
Giver's Blessing,
das
which I
ist
think
jetzt
we have
eher,
on
sieht
screen
schon ein
right
bisschen
now,
nach
is sort of
Destiny
Kevlar auto rifles, and I have
1 mehr
cannot
aus.
put
Da hatten wir
this thing
auch immer so
down.
mehrere
Yeah, when
Perks,
we're
die man
playing through the Edge of Fate
rumswitchen
right now.
konnte.
And it's what's really exciting about it
Nicht
for
nur
me
eine
is that
Reihe.
like when you see that tier 5 drop, like you know immediately that's better than like a tier 3 or tier 4 weapon that you have, right? And I think that's when we talk about making Destiny easier to just jump in, find the fun, make it accessible, but also create more depth.
Das sieht jetzt gar nicht mal so scheiße aus, muss ich ehrlich sagen. Das sieht jetzt irgendwie doch schon recht.
Than the thing I have right now, depending
Darauf habe ich Bock.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
Darauf habe
that's
ich
a good
Bock.
example of how much time and effort is being put into these game systems to make them more like approachable. Change can be scary. There's a lot of change that's about to come to the game. We're Armor 3.0, we have so many new boons, we have a bunch of new stuff. And after 10 years of Destiny, this is going to flip some stuff on its head. So, I mean, we're going to have a bunch of
Ja,
blog
das braucht
content,
ihr
we're going to
aber
have
auch.
interviews with Robbie, with Ben, with more folks
Das
across the
braucht
team that
ihr,
have been
glaube
working
ich
on this.
auch.
And then we'll also be elevating our creator community when they're creating guides, all that kind of stuff. It's going to be a fun time. But ultimately, a big shout out and thank you to all the folks that have been coming into our studio, giving feedback early on some of these systems so they can be more approachable. And we're looking forward to all the feedback that's going to be coming after launch too. Like this is again one of our first steps into something, and then the community and we are going to build something amazing.
Yeah, and I can't stress enough how much feedback we've gotten from the community summits we've been running over the last year for the Edge of Fate, and just people reaching out to the community teams and others to us. Like your feedback is invaluable. So like seriously, like thank you so much. We're making this game together ultimately.
Yeah, it's incredibly important part of the process. Like I don't think we would be able to make what we do without it.
Yeah.
Working with the community is obviously a core part. Dylan, huge thanks to you and
Ja,
your
bin
team.
mal gespannt, was dann die großen Content-Creator sagen. Letzte Cross hatte bestimmt schon eine Chance, dahin zu kommen, um das anzutesten.
You were saying you wanted to try to break the record for longest TWID?
I'm more predicting we are.
Yeah. So
it's not about try, it's the state of things.
It's going to be a multi-month journey as we head towards launch. So.
Yeah, be a good time.
Yeah.
But you know, we've been talking a lot about the core Destiny hobby. How does that extend into like how players are going to experience like a full year of Destiny?
Yeah, so we've been focusing on improving and changing the formula of Destiny in multiple ways. And so progressing through the Fate Saga is going to be more meaningful with 2 expansions a year. We've been talking about how focusing our seasons and on the core hobby of Destiny and that commitment to continually updating it. And in addition, we're going to have 2 free major updates between each of our major expansions coming in the year of Prophecy and beyond.
Okay.
And so ultimately that means there's 4 big beats happening in a year, 2 expansions, 2
Mit
free major
bezahlbarem
updates
Season
between those
Pass,
expansions.
wo man mehr
So
bekommt?
what that means we're
Fragezeichen.
not doing is paid
Eventuell.
seasonal content anymore. We're not doing separate seasonal storylines. And this also means we're not building a bunch of activity content that basically just goes away and is less meaningful to the game after 3 months. So we're instead focusing all of that effort that used to go there instead into building up the core hobby of the game so the core hobby stays fresh and exciting, you know, year
Sie wollen
round. And so
die Spiele halt halten über längere
ultimately this
Zeit. Das
means
ist
no more
völlig klar.
paywalls
Beim
for seasonal
Service-Game muss das ja
content,
auch
and
sein.
also these major updates themselves that
Ist halt die Frage, ob Leute wie ich, die das schon 10 Jahre spielen und jetzt so langsam halt satt sind von dem allen, die brauchen da wirklich sowas wie die Rüstung und die Waffen, wo sie gerade gemacht haben. Das fixt mich jetzt schon ein bisschen an, muss ich sagen. Das finde ich gut und das haben die auch gebraucht. Aber die Frage ist halt, wird mich das noch ziehen dann nach einer Woche oder nach 2 oder?
Onslaught, a new type of activity. It came with reprised exotic missions and a rethinking of how we could do like a rad style event, a raid event with the Pantheon. And so for our first major update coming a few weeks after the Edge of Fate launches, we've got Ash and Iron, right? And so with Ash and Iron, yeah, we're going to be returning to the Plague Lands.
Returning to the Plague Lands, can't wait.
It's going to happen,
Plague Lands, baby.
And so that story is going to pick up from where we left off from the Edge of Fate, and with it, we're going to have a new activity called Reclaim, a brand new exotic mission, new types of pinnacle ops entering that for the first time, as well as, of course, what's Destiny without loot to chase? We've got new gear, new rewards, and 2 new exotic weapons as part of Ash and Iron as well. And again, this major update and the season, all the seasonal content going forward is free for all players, all the activity content that exists in the portal that's free to play.
Very nice. So even to actually go one quick
Das
layer
ist schon mal ein
deeper on seasons as well.
mutiger Schritt,
What are some of
das
the cool things that we're
Free-to-Play
gonna be
zu
able to do
machen.
with the season that's launching alongside the Edge of
Weil
Fate?
die haben dann
Ben has
diese
been
10
working on
Euro
the
nicht
space for
mehr
the team for a while now, so I'm going to kick this one to him. Yeah.
Yeah,
von jedem
so
Spieler.
we're
Das ist
trying
ein
to
mutiger
make
Schritt. Die Frage ist, wie
any
holen sie
time
das Geld
the best
anderweitig
time
rein? Gibt es dann mehr
Destiny.
Kaufoptionen im
One of
Everversum?
the ways we want to do
Weil
that is we want to
irgendwie müssen
invest
sie ja sich Gedanken
events
gemacht
that are
haben, wie
like
sie
accelerating the
Geld
game
verdienen.
and enhancing every part of the game, but also bringing new cool stuff. And actually, we've been working on this so long, we actually have some new cool stuff coming before the Edge of Fate.
It's a special little treat.
Yeah, special little treat. So this Friday, you can play a little event, maybe you've heard of it, called Heavy Metal, which is Tanks vs. Briggs, a new PvP mode. It's super fun.
Oh, Gottes
I
Willen.
kind of wish I was playing it right now, not gonna lie. But the thing that people at home don't know
Okay.
is we have a new reward.
Ich habe jetzt gerade ein bisschen Halo-Vibes.
Invest in this event if you go and play it. And it is a free-to-play event. So this reward is free to play. It is a
Das
new
macht Sinn
combat
eigentlich. Das ist so ein
vehicle that goes
bisschen
with
Halo
the combat sparrow, if you
in
will,
Destiny.
called
Macht ja
Ribbon.
Sinn.
And this is a really cool, like, combat-ready vehicle you can take anywhere you can summon a sparrow. You can summon it and use it to fight your enemies and just have a really good time. And there's some really cool. There's some really cool build crafting things with this vehicle that I don't want to spoil right now. Let people discover, but I'm super excited for.
Das ist ja mal interessant. Ja, da würde ich auf jeden Fall mal reingucken.
What was it? Skimmer is Flash and the Griffin is Splash.
There we go. The dad joke quota has been met.
We got to get one in.
Absolutely, yeah. But that's all, right? Man, like, you've got more for us, don't you?
Oh yeah. So like I just said, there's more events that we've been making. There's one that's going to happen right after the launch of Edge of Fate. It's called Arms Week, and it's a 1 week long event, and you're going to be focusing on one weapon archetype in Arms Week whenever it comes around. And this one is going to give you a new legendary weapon of that type. It's going to have some volatile mods that are there for the week that are going to be super interesting and fun to play with, and some focusing you can do. But there is a problem when you say this event is going to be about weapons and about using them.
Yeah, you got to have a place to test all that out.
Right. And so I mean, I've been doing that in EDZ this whole time. I don't know about the rest of you.
Those poor dregs.
Right?
Yeah.
But there is a new way now. We have a new feature, a long requested feature that is being added to the game with Arms Week. It is the shooting range. And the shooting range is being added to the tower. It is a now permanent addition to the game with the launch
Ja,
of Arms
die
Week. We're not taking it away.
Triumphhalle und so
You can
weiter,
go
das
there
kommt
and
jetzt
you
alles
can
zurück hier.
try out
Als endlich mal
everything in your kit,
Test.
everything about your
Modul.
build. With all sorts of simulations of different kinds of
Das ist gut.
enemies.
Das ist ja wie in
situations,
Division hier.
And it's all
Der
real damage
Schießstand.
numbers. It's like
It's even got a scoreboard.
it's even got a
For
scoreboard
you
right there.
and your fire team.
Yeah, your whole raid team can go down into the shooting range and try out, like, see exactly how well you're going to do.
Das
some
wird
kind of boss at this
sehr
range,
viele
or just say,
Waffentestvideos
Most of the damage, right?
Yeah, well, you're
spannend
probably going to know.
machen.
So we have a rally flag. It's not just a shooting range. Like you can go
Da
beyond the
hat
firing
Execros
line
auf
if your
jeden
abilities
Fall
do.
Yeah, yeah, you totally can. And, like,
ordentlichen
if you wanted to, you
Raum
can,
für alles zu
even,
testen. Cool.
take in Prismatic and Pop Transcendence and
Ja,
try
das
that out.
ist
And,
hätte schon von Anfang an eigentlich
I
drin
think
sein
the
müssen,
reason
aber okay.
why we're not seeing that right now is because it's a Titan.
Yeah, it's a good soldier.
Yeah.
Standing on that firing line.
Yeah, staying on the firing line.
All about building that line and standing.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
A lot of theory crafters are going to have to go ahead and have some upheavals to their Google Docs, I'm guessing.
This will be a really good tool. Like as we're adding all of these different systems with gear tiering and all of that, you can go in and check those damage numbers in real time. Like how do my stats change? How are these different gear bonuses going to affect
Das
my
ist auch
gameplay?
gut, um
You
seine
can see it
Builds
in the
dann mal
tower.
richtig zu testen und richtig zu verstehen, wie was vielleicht klappt, ne? Gerade für
yeah,
neue
well,
Spieler, weil das ist ja
I
doch
know
schon,
there's one more thing.
also wenn man jetzt mit Destiny anfängt, da ist man
there's more
ja,
events. Of course there's more events.
muss man ja
And
halber
the holiday events
studieren.
are coming up.
Also das
Solstice
ist ja,
around the
bis man da
corner.
durchblickt, das dauert
Sometime it's Solstice time.
2-3 Monate.
And Solstice has some really cool twists and
Völlig
such
normal.
that we're planning, but I'm not going to talk about that right now. I want to show you all the new hollow foil treatment we have for Solstice weapons. So here we go. This is the hollow foil treatment for Solstice in 2025. It is
so good.
It's amazing every time I look at it.
Yeah.
It is an ocean.
On a
And
gun.
the line, yeah, we put the ocean on a gun. How did we do that? It's beautiful. I love it. And,
Das ist
and
echt,
any
das sieht
kind
echt gut aus.
of weapon that drops for this event can have a hollow foil.
Yeah,
no
so
matter
it could be
what
a
the
tier 1 or tier 3. Yeah, any
exactly.
weapon can have the hollow foil.
Yeah,
when playing through
the like, oh, the tier 5 hollow foil.
Ooh.
You know, like that's gonna be a chase. Our other events will also have hollow foils.
Yeah, like Arms Week you're talking
Arms Week
about.
will have its own hollow foil treatment. Like we're every event, a major event we have, will have a hollow foil treatment. The holidays will have their own kind of special one, but yeah, Arms Week will have their hollow foil
Ja,
drop.
aber sind das jetzt alles nur PvP-Events, wo man damit macht? Ist das sowas? Oder ist das
way too much
jetzt
stuff to chase down, so appreciate you guys putting all
auch
the work in.
andersweitig
Obviously for that.
irgendwie im Event, dass man
But
dann
I believe
einen Horde-Modus
one
hat oder
more
so?
thing.
Yeah, I mean, we've been talking a lot about here are the free updates coming to Destiny, the portal, a bunch of different stuff, Edge of Fate, but we also have another expansion, and we need Allison back on the couch to talk about it.
Yeah, Allison.
She's the best one to talk
Yeah,
about.
we've got something very exciting, and so once again, Allison, thank you for taking the time to join us today. We appreciate it.
Of course. I'm so excited to be the one more thing.
Yeah, it's a tradition around here, so we're glad that you could obviously go ahead and lead us into this one. But, you know, as Dylan mentioned, we've talked about the Edge of Fate, but this is the first year we're going to be doing 2 expansions over the course of a year. Can you tell us a little bit about Renegades?
Yeah, so we're going to have a dedicated reveal for Renegades in September alongside our major update, Ash and Iron. But earlier we were talking about how sometimes our formulas can constrain us from experimenting and innovating. And so in that spirit, Renegades is going to be very different from the Edge of Fate. What I can tell you, and we'll talk plenty about it later, is that we're going to be experimenting and innovating with activities, with social mechanics, and more. But more importantly, I want to talk about our inspiration. And so I have to kind of tee it up first. So Renegades is going to be a Destiny, like definitively Destiny expansion. This is part of the Fate saga, and it's going to push it forward in important ways and introduce characters that we're going to spend time with for years to come. It is an essential Fate saga story. And it's an homage to a universe that has inspired Bungie from the start. It's a universe that all of us here on the couch grew up with, as well as everyone else at the studio and millions of you back at home too. It is a peanut butter and combination, a peanut butter and like chocolate combination inside of what we're making that could only be possible in the kind of world that we build here. And so I am absolutely thrilled to be able to give our first sneak peek at Destiny 2 Renegades.
Let's take a look.
Jetzt bin ich gespannt. Universum. Mal das Star Wars. Nicht schon wieder. Da kriegen sie mich mit. Ja, natürlich. Oh mein Gott. Es gab ein Laserschwert. Es gab einfach ein Laser. Ach du Scheiße, damit haben sie mich jetzt wieder gekriegt. Nein. Das glaube ich jetzt nicht, Alter.
Okay, Robbie, what did we just see?
Yeah, so that's Renegades, which is coming out
Tatooine in
this December. And
Nein.
to really drive it home here, Renegades is a one-of-a-kind
Nein.
Destiny experience, right? And just like we on the Destiny team have taken inspiration from other genres like dark fantasy or cosmic horror, Renegades takes the space western vibe and aesthetic that is Star Wars, and it puts it through that Destiny lens. And ultimately, it's created a new lawless frontier that is emerging within Seoul. And so, like, we're so excited to show Renegades off a little bit today and to be talking about it more in the future in September alongside
Und Schwerter, Laserschwerter, Alter. Das, die haben mich wieder. Damit haben sie mich wieder.
And what's right around
Fertig.
the corner with the Edge of Fate.
Absolutely. No, I heard a lot of
Take
calendars
all
get
my
marked just
money,
now in
Bungie.
September, but no, super excited
God
to share
damn
more
it.
of that in the future. But that actually leads us to the conclusion of today's show, which again we covered a lot.
There's been a lot today.
Yeah, this has been a big show. Honestly, no, we went through a lot of it. So let's go ahead and quickly double check. We obviously went through, and the Year of Prophecy, pardon me, is going to go ahead and kick off on July 15th, and this kicks off a brand new multi-year Fate saga and our new focus on the core hobby of Destiny. The first expansion, The Edge of Fate, is going to be launching again on July 15th, as I noted, with its raid launching on July 19th.
Ach, das kommt erst nächstes Jahr. Ne?
So you're going
Das
through a
ist
lot
halt
of
jetzt noch
information.
ein
We
Jahr
already covered
warten
that.
auf
But,
den
like, you can't
geilen
just
Shit.
sneak in a raid
Die haben das jetzt wieder
we
richtig
have
schön
a new raid
eingefädelt.
coming with the expansion, July 19th. We're going to have a bunch of blogs. We're going to
das
have
ist
rules,
wichtig.
regulations, all that kind of
Raids
stuff
braucht
for
das
our
Spiel
raid
auch.
race.
Of course.
We invite everybody to come in, try to go for that world first title. And yeah, I mean, just stay tuned for more details. We're not going to spoil anything. It's a raid. We got to keep it secret.
Yeah,
But,
absolutely.
Yeah, everybody mark your calendars.
Yeah. Bungie.net is the place to go ahead and learn more. And again, follow our social media channels. Do us all a favor. So in addition to that, again, as we've noted, Ash and Iron, our first free major update, will be launching on September 9th. Renegades, Very exciting. We'll be launching in December. And then keep an eye again on our social channels. We'll provide all the updates once they're available. But as far as today goes, the Edge of Fate and the entire Year of Prophecy pre-orders are available starting right now. Now, pre-ordering for starters, the Ultimate Edition will go ahead and unlock the New Land Beyond.
New Land Beyond. That
Da
exotic sniper.
ist sie ja doch. Ich wusste es.
Honestly, that'll be unlockable in addition to several other goodies. And also, we've also got a collector's edition that'll be available. You can see here on screen, it will be coming with an awful lot of very cool stuff, including this cool statue that you may have noticed here that's been sitting with us on stage. This is one that you can go ahead and add to your collection as well, but that's not all that's in there. Is there, Allison?
We got, the writing team got a little excited on this one. We put a lot of lore goodies into this collector's edition. So like that weird metal thing, that weird envelope, boy, weird. Wonder what's up with that.
Just decorative
You
points?
should probably read it. Yeah, anyway, we're gonna do a dramatic reading as soon as
Yeah,
we're
we
done.
should go downstairs immediately after this.
really
Oh yeah, right
okay.
after this.
Count me in. And then again, too, as far as today goes, Rite of the Nine. This is the essential prologue to the Edge of Fate, and like all of our events moving forward, is going to be a free to all players. So make sure and go ahead and check that out when that arrives. And before the show wraps up, make sure and stick around for a little bit longer. We're going to be rating our good friend Sammy Cat as well. So go ahead and give her a follow. Tell her we said hello in chat. Pardon me. If you have any Twitch Prime subs or anything like that, go ahead and do us a favor. Drop it over there and check out her stream. She's going to be having a good time. But that concludes it for us here today. So for starters, huge thanks to my teammates here for joining me.
Thank you, Andy.
Thanks for having us.
Absolutely, yeah. Robbie, Allison, Dylan, of course. There we go. We got Ben and of course
Das
Dave
wär's das.
Samuel. Thank you all so much for being here today.
Interessante Sache auf jeden Fall, ja. Sie versuchen natürlich neue Spieler zu gewinnen. Sie überarbeiten das Spiel nochmal stark und sie fangen die Leute mit Star Wars. Wer hätte es gedacht? Sie haben gemerkt, das hat gebracht wahrscheinlich, als sie Skins rausgebracht haben. Sturmtruppler, Dark Truppler und so weiter. Und jetzt fangen sie mich damit schon wieder. Nächstes Jahr kommt Star Wars. Dieses Jahr müsst ihr noch durchhalten, so auf die Art. Wahnsinn. Aber die Rüstung und die Waffenüberarbeitung, das ist interessant. Und auch die Events sind interessant. Es kommt ein neuer Raid, es kommt eine neue Story. Der Planet oder der Kepler, das wird auch sehr interessant, denke ich. Auch mit diesen Welttiers oder mit diesen Planet-Tiers dann, wie man sich da durchspielt. Diese Rätsel. Es war ein interessanter Stream. Also, ich bin jetzt mal gespannt. Ich bin ehrlich, ich spiele schon 10 Jahre lang Destiny. Es ist ein super Spiel, mir gefällt's einfach, ja, und ich habe immer noch Bock dran, es ab und zu anzuwerfen. Ich bin nicht mehr so exzessiv wie früher. Ich habe auch gar keine Zeit mehr dazu, ja. Neben Job und sonst was. Haus, Familie, keine Ahnung, ja. Aber das Spiel hält einen und das muss erst ein Spiel immer erstmal schaffen. Also, die machen schon nicht so einen schlechten Job. Das kann man auch nicht sagen, ja. Könnte halt viel besser sein und das ist immer das Problem, was man hat. Man denkt sich so, das müsstet ihr doch jetzt mittlerweile gelernt haben, ne? Oder das oder das. Jetzt mal abwarten, wie das ist mit den 2 Expansions pro Jahr und was da jetzt auf uns zukommt mit der Edge of Fate. Naja, ich wünsche euch dann noch viel Spaß bei Rite of the Nine und man sieht sich. Ciao.